Yo, what's good, everyone? I learned from my mistakes. I've been putting the copyrighted Spotify music in on my streams, and YouTube has literally been blocking my content. So we're rocking with the no copyright lo-fi music, and yeah, we're just gonna have to make do with it. Still a good little vibe. All right, let's hop into the charts. How's everybody doing though? Hope, what's up? What's up, Brian? Yeah, it's still a vibe, bro. Just gotta make it work. TP live, let's go. Yes, sir. How's the audio? If y'all want me to turn the lo-fi music down, let me know. Conley, what's up, man? Appreciate you tuning in. These NQ longs yesterday. Like I said in yesterday's live, when I throw these RR tools down, it's just like mental trades. Like I just want to see how they play out, but this would have been a L on NQ. I almost hit TP too. All right. I want to look at NZD cat really quick, and then we'll look at futures. You like the transition? Yes, sir. Bro, this is gonna be a breakaway gap, isn't it? Oh my gosh, so frustrating. Let me turn this down. How's the audio? Is everything good? Yeah, bro, NZD cat is about to leave us. That's crazy, because if you buy this, like, you can market order on this candle close, but where's your stop gonna go at this point? I guess you could say below this, but then at that point you can't even get 2R within the context. So yeah, this is tough. That's a bag. It's definitely gonna be a bag, man. Yeah, you'd have to trade off the 15-minute, but I don't trade the 15-minute on Forex personally. 1 hour is my bare minimum. You would need to, because this is a 1 hour breakaway gap, you would need to drop into the 15-minute and try to trade one of these 15-minute for value gap retests. But again, like I said, I don't trade lower than the 1 hour on Forex, so for me it's just gonna be a watch it go without me, unfortunately, most likely, because I'm not gonna be able to get 2R within this unless I force the stop loss, and the stop loss would make no sense. I mean, at this point you're just forcing a trade. Bro, how do I get this? There you go. Alright, the audio should be good now. Some of the CHFs are still setting up. I have an alert set on Euro CHF. AUD CHF is playing out nicely. This actually doesn't look bad at all. Hold on. Hold on. You might have something here. This looks good. Hold on, boys. AUDCHF looks good. 4 hours changing state of delivery. 1 hour hasn't created a fair value gap yet, so I would wait. But if we create a 1 hour fair value gap here, this could be nice. I like it. So like in this example, you know, I'll probably move my stop up slightly to get 2R. This is one of those examples where I get a little cute with it, but I mean, this really should not get hit. Something like that. Definitely a top watch. That looks really good. But I'll need to see a new expansion candle right now on the 1 hour. Let's give it a like, guys. Let the algorithm do its thing. Yeah, please, if you guys could drop a like, that'd be awesome. I'm gonna look at futures as well. What's up, bro? Joel Trades, is that how you pronounce it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Joel Trades. Is the D silent? And cab breakaway gap. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, if you guys trade the 15-minute on Forex, you could drop. It's only 950. You could drop into the 15-minute and trade one of these for value gap retest. But yo, let's everyone pray this closes low. We got 10 minutes for this thing to close low, bro. I would love to see this thing pull back right here. Give us a consolidation candle. This is what we want. That's what I'm trying to see. Or something like this would be so nice. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Come on. But yeah, I like NZD CAD and AUDCHF if this expansion candle happens. Right now, like, you could technically say that this is changing state of delivery, but I wait for the fair value gaps to tell me. I use Ario's ST model, so I want to see a fair value gap out to confirm that this is really showing intention to head higher on the 1 hour. From there, you know, that's where I'll look for an entry. So I'm waiting for a 1 hour fair value gap on that. Let's look at futures for now. I don't think there's anything on the short side that I really liked. AUD NZD blasted off, bro. I never took this. I was not too confident in these shorts. I was not going to take this. But it did have that daily IRA to ERL. That would have been a loser had I taken that. I just didn't take it off intuition. I figured there's more high probability trades. This thing is just making straight bags. I tried to short this last week. Looks really good, but all right, let me look at futures. Honestly, the lo-fi music is kind of a vibe. Like, I don't hate it. New Zealand dollar CHF. New Zealand dollar CHF have more room, bro. Let me see. I have it on the long list, but we haven't traded into I guess you could say it. I don't really like using fair value gaps when I have to like adjust the axis like that. It works, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's not valid. That can definitely play out. Like, it probably will. It probably will play out. But I just personally don't love doing it. I don't know. I don't like having to like see the fair value gaps like that, because then it's like, is price really showing intention? These are the type of fair value gaps I like. But that is, yeah, it's valid. I like AUDCHF a lot more though. I mean, just look at the candles right now. Just based off the daily candle alone, you can see that, you know, this is relatively stronger. So I definitely like AUDCHF more. This hasn't really done much yet, but hopefully you'll get an expansion candle here, and then from there you could long that. Ideally, you'd want to see this candle be the expansion at this point. Go do me dirty. That's tough. How bad are spreads when it comes to holding a trade into the next day? It really depends on the pair. Some of the crosses are really bad at rollover. I assume you're talking about rollover. Like New Zealand dollar pairs that rollover are pretty bad, bro. Not gonna lie. But if you give it room, you'll be fine. You just need a lot of room on the stop. I was risking 1%. Price stopped me out at 2%, and I had a good stop loss. Yeah, what pair was it? Was it a New Zealand dollar cross? Because those get pretty bad. Bro, it's honestly crazy how rollover is a thing. Like them, they just manipulate the shit out of price. Like there's just wicks on both sides. They literally just go like this. It goes up, it goes down. They knock everybody out and then rollover hour. Crazy. I wish Forex was regulated like futures, especially the prop firm industry. What do you mean by monthly's got to be in agreement with swinging? All right, so here's what I mean. Look at... All right, let me find something good. Look at this monthly order flow. Look at this monthly order flow on AUD/JPY, right? Very clearly bullish order flow. The higher time frame order flow state. By order flow state, I mean bullish or bearish order flow. So this order flow state is bullish. Discount rates are holding. We're creating bullish for value gaps, respecting those. So the monthly order flow is bullish on AUD/JPY. So when I say I need the monthly and daily in alignment for my swings, you know, I need to see that the daily is bullish as well. I need to see that the monthly is in agreement with the daily. So we're very clearly still bullish order flow on the daily. So right now these longs have you know, higher time frame order flow on their side. You're trading in alignment with the higher time frame order flow and trend. So for my swings, I always, you know, demand that. Try to find an example of it not being in alignment. I think there's been a couple of things this week that I... Like if I wouldn't look to... I'm bearish on Euro Pound, but like this, for example, the monthly is bearish, the weekly is bearish. If the daily created an ST here, again, this, I do not expect this to happen at all, so don't take this the wrong way. I'm just using it to make an example. The daily created an ST here in a fair value gap, and then we had internal to external context. I would not want to swing along on that because the monthly order flow is not in alignment. So like I trade the IRL ERL context in the direction of the monthly order flow state for my swings. For me, that's just super high probability. So hopefully that explanation helped. AUD NZD, yeah, bro. That's why that's why the rollover spreads were fucked. AUD NZD is probably terrible at rollover, so you're gonna need a lot of space on the stops. Yeah, these rollover spreads are probably cooked. And like some brokers are way worse than others. I don't think Owanda's that bad. Let's look at it last night. That's not bad at all, actually. But like I'm pretty sure like Forex.com. Other ones are the manipulation is crazy at rollover. Let me see. That's not that terrible, honestly. If this is it, 5 p.m. rollover, right? I mean, I've seen crazy stuff with crosses though. All right, bro. I need to look at the futures, bro. For the futures, guys. Let me get rid of all this. So monthly offered fair value. We swept external. This is an interesting spot because, like I said, I want to gauge how price acts here. You know, I need to see us show intention through that liquidity. This is what I was saying on the forecast the other day. I'm not calling a top here. I don't want to see a top here. I'm still submitting to the bullish order flow. You know, I'd expect it to expand through, but you know, if you guys watch that, you guys can't even watch the forecast because the Spotify music got it banned. But basically what I said in that forecast was indices just sweat major buy side liquidity. This is a premium array on the monthly. So I want to gauge how these wicks or bodies, you know, like what story do they tell? What story do the candles tell from this premium array? Because if we sweep this and wick it, and then we create daily for value gaps lower, you know, that's signaling a potential top here, a reversal here from this premium array. Again, I'm not calling a top. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that that's how you need to read price. You know, if the 4-hour daily for value gaps start pointing lower, then we may be respecting this buy side liquidity. But that being said, you know, the monthly order flow is bullish, the weekly order flow is bullish, daily bullish. So I want to submit to this higher time frame trend. I'm still bullish on indices until proven otherwise. So until I get a, you know, a strong daily for value gap lower from this level, I wouldn't be thinking this wants to go lower. But again, I'm just gauging how price reacts here. I want to see us show strength through this level to feel confident in longs. And, you know, we don't have news until Wednesday, right? I believe. So it's probably just messing around until then.
Awkward, isn't it? Most vapes contain
Yo, I need some music that isn't gonna have ads, bro. I gotta figure that out. Yeah, FOMC's on Wednesday at 2:30. So FOMC is gonna go one of two ways. We're either gonna get a large expansion up. I mean, obviously, bro, right? It's gonna go up or down. Yeah, good analysis, Cam. But for real, that's what's gonna happen at this price level. You know, we're gonna expand through, or we're gonna respect it and expand lower. But the for value gaps are always gonna tell the intention of price. So that's what I was saying here. You know, this candle right now is respecting that. This candle, as of right now, is respecting that. So we'll see what happens. But I'm still bullish on indices. That being said, you know, I would expect this to continue higher. We're just consolidating pre-FOMC, which is a major red folder news event. If the 1 hour, 4 hour for value gap is a bag, would you directly go to lower time frame and look for entry? Yeah, so if the 4 hour is creating a breakaway gap, you can drop into the 1 hour and look for a retest in the direction of that. Keep CAD CHF. I don't have it on my watch list. Monthly order flows bearish. This is a perfect example of what I was just talking about. Like, I personally won't swing this because it's the monthly order flow isn't in alignment. Yes, this might be changing state of delivery here, which makes it interesting, but I'd rather long something else. But yeah, I see this. I could see this working out. Just for me personally, with my my trading plan, you know, I'd rather long something with the monthly clearly in alignment, but this definitely can happen. 1 hour, you know, for value gap higher here. This as well, you know, the monthly is technically bearish right now, but we're changing state of delivery, so these two are interesting. What was the one you just pointed out to me? CAD CHF. I'll add it to the long list. By changing state of delivery, I mean, you know, we're creating for value gaps higher. Like this monthly order flow could be shifting bullish, but right now it's 50-50. This trend is still bearish. So ideally, you know, for my swings, I like to see everything in alignment. So if you guys use market structure shifts or whatever, you know, I don't really use them, but I have it to show as an example. You know, the monthly may be shifting state of delivery here, so that's still something I'm ironing out with my swing trading plan. You know, when the monthly shifts state of delivery like this, is this now valid for longs based on my system? That's something I'm still figuring out. Is this order flow is bearish? You know, we haven't technically shifted monthly order flow yet. It's just potentially changing state of delivery here. Feel me? So hopefully that cleared things up for you guys. Still something I'm kind of figuring out. You know, I only started swinging like a month ago. Monthly in alignment. Got it. Cheers. Yeah, so when we shift state of delivery like this, I feel like I would consider this an alignment. Because, you know, I would, if I'm longing off the monthly, which I'm never going to do, but if I'm longing off the monthly, you know, I would take this low risk buy. I feel like once we get that CSD, on the monthly. That meets my criteria to take long. So I actually do like AUD CHF and Euro and CAD CHF, the one you just mentioned. This one, yeah, these should be nice. Anything XXX CHF should be pretty solid because Swiss franc is weak. Indices are just in a weird spot right now. Like, there's not much to do. This is why I promote a filtering process over anything. This is why I don't like to just look at ES and NQ, because and this just comes from, you know, a lot of chart time. It comes from, you know, a lot of trading and just getting familiar with a lot of different instruments. What I found is, you know, it's hard for me for example, like when I was only focusing on ES and NQ, it's hard for me to sit through this, you know, and just wait for FOMC. Like, I always felt like I needed to do something when I was only looking at ES, and it's just hard for me to sit through this chop and like just wait. You know, at this point, we're pre-FOMC, so you just want to wait for that red folder news before, you know, indices will probably expand higher, is my guess. But it's just hard for me to wait. That's why I prefer a filtering process, because there's so much to look at that's expanding. And like when indices goes into these periods of like straight consolidation, I can't sit through that. I don't like it. Like NQ went through a period recently of just pure chop. Look at this. This is why I like a filtering process, because when that happens, I just laugh at it and go look at something else. Find things that are expanding. I'm essentially filtering for high probability expansions on the higher time frame. What's up with NZD CAD? This is interesting. It's the way it's closing is a breakaway gap, but I don't know. We'll see. So in this case, you know, you could probably drop into the 15-minute and say there's no fair value gap in this price leg though. This might run the low, bro. This might actually retest. If there was a fair value gap on the 15-minute within this price leg, I would say it's more likely to be a breakaway gap. But the fact that there's no, you know, fair value gap in this 15-minute price leg here, this might retrace, bro. That would be heat. I'm gonna set an order here. Stop below this low. Can I get 2R? Almost. Move it up slightly. Let's see if it runs this low. I don't know if it will, but I gotta switch back to my Oanda account. Hold on, give me a second. Give me 2 seconds to switch my accounts. But yeah, NZD CAD and AUD CHF I like. And anything else that's XXX Swiss franc I'm a fan of for longs. All right. I'm going to set this order. Could be a loss. I mean, really don't care. That's the thing. This is the difference between, you know, a lot of traders. Some people are emotionally attached to this. I literally don't care. It's on to the next trade. If this is an L, then it's on to the next trade. I'm gonna set this order though. Look at how easy it is for me to, you know, set orders on TradingView. Boom. This is why I tell people to use Oanda demo as a master and then copy trade it to their prop firm evaluations, because look at how easy that was, bro. That was the easiest thing ever. TradingView executions are better than anything else. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Just love it. TradingView executions are the sauce. So say the hourly has a change in state of delivery, but the fair value gap is a bag. Which time frame would you drop down to next? So when the hourly is a breakaway gap right now, which it is technically based on the candle, I drop down into the 15-minute to look for a fair value gap within this leg. So if there was a fair value gap here, you could take this long. And this could still respect the order block and be a breakaway gap, but the fact that there's no fair value gap in this leg, it could retrace down here. Don't know if it will. It might just, respect this order block and not run the low. But because the way this candle closed, it should be a bag. So we'll see. Still gonna set the order just in case. But this might bag. There is a small fair value gap here. But take your guess. It's 50-50 to me. This could definitely be a bag. The way the candle closed is a bag. Like based on mechanical and the way this wick is. But we'll see. So still have the order set just in case. This doesn't want to expand right now, apparently. That's annoying. This didn't have an expansion. It's more waiting. See if that creates a fair value gap. Watch, it's gonna retrace right now and just rebound. Yes. I'm just not interested in this right now on the higher time frame. Like this is just chop pre-FOMC. Like there's not much to do here. What are you really gonna get out of this? Like sure, short this 1 hour SIBI maybe, but there's just no clear direction right now on the daily and 4 hour. There's just nothing to do on indices based on the higher time frame at least. We're still sweeping that buy side. Just interesting to me, to say the least. Just pre-FOMC nonsense. Nothing to do there. Wait, you said futures trading? I know, I'm looking at it right now, but there's nothing to do, bro. I should probably hop on the demo and just start trading the currencies or something, but these lives are sauce. It's got me saying sauce in real life. Let's go. Full of gems. That's the goal, man. I'm trying to just give out the free sauce. The trading view execution tip. Yeah, bro. The trading view executions are a game changer. Look at how quickly you can get into a position. Drop the risk reward tool. Set your target, set your stop. This is your entry. Right click. Create your limit order and then set the risk. Boom, you're done. Took me 10 seconds max. Was that elaboration enough, or do you want me to say what else do you want me to elaborate on? I'll show you again here. Is this gonna retrace or bag? There's no fair value gap in this leg, bro. Besides this little small one. I guess in terms of how it executes. So you need a trade copier. I pay for a trade copier. It's called Traders Connect. And essentially what happens is this Oanda demo is connected to the master account, meaning it's the lead account on the copier. So whatever I do on this Oanda demo is going to copy to all of my evaluations. So I have like 6 evaluations for prop firms: Blue Guardian, what's that shit called? Funded, bro, I can't think of the name. Funded Peaks. What are the other ones I'm with? FXify, and there's one other I can't think of right now. But yeah, whatever I do copies to those, and then you literally just set the RR tool where you want your target, where your entry is, where your stop loss is. Right click, create limit order, and then I literally just type in the percent risk of the account. 2% is what I've been risking on swings personally, being a bit more risky with my evaluations. Random thought, I'm surprised the FOMC meetings aren't red folder, it's behind the scenes, but they went over. Wait, isn't this is red folder? I'm confused. What do you mean? At least on Forex Factory it is. We'll see if this gives us an entry. It's not ideal that it's retracing this far. I would have liked to see like a fair value gap up here to enter on, but still gonna take it. I was thinking orange. It probably depends on what news whatever you're looking at, economic calendar you're looking at. On Forex Factory though, it's red. Yeah, I don't think FOMC minutes is as volatile, right? I forget, bro. That I always get confused by that. I've never like crazy enough, I've never like deep dove into like fundamentals or anything like that. I just literally view price, and then the whatever there is like for red folder, it's just good to have red folder for the volatility. No, it isn't. Yeah, FOMC statement is more volatile than minutes. Yeah, that's how I thought. That's exactly how I understood it. But yeah, I never like look too deep into news, really, fundamentally at least. Like I don't look at the rate statements or anything like that. Yeah, bro, MetaTrader is garbage. Honestly, all those trading platforms are cheeks. I would not want to execute on those. I tried doing it. I tried making it work. CAD CHF could be nicer if we get a 1 hour for value gap. So here's my predicament now. I'm gonna look at these two pairs and see which one's higher probability, because I'm probably only gonna take one. This is probably gonna retrace. I don't love how deep this is gonna retrace, but this is just chop. This weekly internal. Daily for value gap showing intention higher. Bro, I'm really doing no futures trading. I feel bad. But there's just nothing to do. Like, Dixie's in a weird spot, so I don't want to look at the futures currencies. ES and NQ are in a weird spot right now because it's pre-FOMC. So, like, for how I trade, I would just be forcing stuff on the 1 minute or something. If I needed to trade these, that's just not how I trade. Like, I'll look at metals in a second, in oil. This should expand, and then we should get a 1 hour value gap here. This could be good for longs. Could be really good. I'm just trying to decide if I like that more than New Zealand dollar CAD. Where's this thing? I'm leaving my order. Fuck it. We'll see how this plays out. If it's a loser, it's a loser. Rinse and repeat, bro. And this meets the criteria for me. Yeah, I had a feeling that this might, you know, retrace because there's no fair value gap in this 15-minute leg. Let's see if I get filled. What's the spread? Now I gotta check the spreads. It's like 4 pips. Damn. I drag this up a little bit. That's a strong retracement, but it should that should be a protected low. You would enter a trade out of kill zone only for swings, yeah. For swings, I don't care about kill zones. Or if I'm intraday trading, definitely need kill zones. No, I like CAD CHF a lot, man. This could be really nice. Ideally what you want to see here, you know, isn't this big of a retracement. You want to see the 4-hour create a fair value gap here, and then like long this 1 hour, like a 1 hour fair value gap from here. But I'm still gonna take this. I don't care. The risk is set. Win or loss, you just rinse and repeat. If it meets the criteria, you take it, and this meets my system. So if CAD CHF sets up, I might take that as well for a swing. Again, I like anything XXX Swiss franc. I'm just gonna say X. I'm just gonna say X the pair from now on. I always like jumble my words when I say that. Anything X CHF. I'm still jumbling it, bro. God damn.
What does a better run feel like? In Lululemon,
Yeah, this looks really good.
it feels like the softest cushioning, turning into gliding strides, turning into comfort that goes and goes and goes. See you out there.
This should be nice. This protected low should hold. Stop should be fine here. I got a little cute with it to get 2R, but should be fine. Only idea I could see in its force is NQ4R mitigation candle low. Alright, right there. You're right. There's not much on the indices unless you're scalping on the 1 minute. Yeah, I just feel like I would be forcing it. Order filled. How do we all have more or less the same strategy? Yes, sir. In this retrace, bro, I had a feeling this might. So, had this had like a clear fair value gap on the 15-minute here in this leg, I would have said it's definitely a breakaway gap. But the fact that it didn't made me think that this is going to retrace. I think there's news later. Yeah, there is. That's fire. Okay, that makes me feel better about this. There's news later to push this. So as long as this, what should be a protected low holds, this should deliver hard at New Zealand dollar news, ideally. You know, if we're on the right side of the draw, which, you know, that's the goal. But yeah, that order's set. 1 hour should be here. There's just nothing to do here, bro, unless you're on the 1 minute. Look at crude oil. A weekly Sibby, but this can go either way here for me. I don't like this. This doesn't feel obvious to me. I don't Monthly buy side was swept. Weekly internal that external was taken. We're sweeping that. Look at this candle's respect. Metals have been going crazy though. Crazy candle. It's like hard for me to forget about the higher time frame at this point. Like I feel like I can't go to the 1 minute and scalp. Like obviously I can do it, but I need to have a clear draw off the monthly, weekly, daily. Like it's just burned into my brain. So if I don't have that, I just don't want to trade it. That requirement is just fried into my mind at this point, like branded like a cow. Like I just literally can't trade without it. So like you can operate off of lower draws and liquidity and whatnot in context, but it feels wrong to me. Like I feel like I can't do it. Like you can, what I'm saying is like you can operate within a lower context and trade towards it, like a lower narrative from like the 4 hour or 1 hour or something, assuming everything's in context of each other. But to me, I just don't like doing it. It just like feels like a sin. This is fire. What a move. All right, let me make sure this actually gets filled. 4.5 pip spread, bro. What is this candle low? 3.8. So I need to be like up here. I need to be up there because 4.5 pips will be like once it hits the fair value gap. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm factoring in the spread. So once this tags the fair value gap, I should ideally get filled. Right? I think I did that math right. Gotta get a little cute with the stop here. But that should hold. Fill me. No way that didn't just fill. Bro. Come on, bro. This is the annoying part about Forex. Anyone in futures is filled right here. No doubt. And they can put it right on the fair value gap. Me? Nope. I can mark it in. Do I mark it by question mark? I'm just gonna mark it in, bro. Alright, we're just gonna mark it in. Holy fuck. That's terrible, bro. Golly. This is the annoying part about Forex, man. But this is the reality of actually, taking executions. Now I'm gonna have to get cute with the stop loss. And it might F me over. See, now I gotta get really cute with the stop. It might cause a loss. Watch this go deeper. I probably could have waited, but it's all good. That's the real. This is the reality of executing on Forex, man. The New Zealand dollar pairs spreads are so bad, bro. Yeah, right. I market bought. The spreads are so bad. It is what it is. But up here, I want to see this order block hold. So I should still be fine right where I'm at. But yeah, bro, this is always an issue, especially on pairs with wide spreads like that. Like I even factored it into the limit order. I put it higher above, and it still didn't fill me. So a lot of times I'll mark it in, but then you kind of get a weird stop loss because you have to shorten it a little bit, and then you get cute, and then yeah. Ideally, I want my stop here at all times. Like that's the ideal stop on this trade right here. But is what it is, man. And it goes deeper. Love to see that. Glad I saw this happen. Yeah, especially on the New Zealand pairs, bro. It's bad. The New Zealand pair spreads are pretty bad. Yeah, Bradley. So like what you have to do is you check the spread up here, and you have to factor the spread into the limit order. If you're gonna limit in, you know, this limit needs to be like 5 pips above the fair value gap to get filled on a limit. Otherwise you have to do what I did and mark it in. But then you get these ass entries. So that's something that is definitely a lot better about futures, no doubt about it. I just got tagged in. By the way, bro, is this going to be on YouTube later? It should be. I hopefully won't have any issues with the copyright because this is lo-fi. But yeah, ideally it should be. But yeah, I want to see this fair value gap and order block hold. If not, it's a loser, and on to the next. I mean, as long as you guys are managing your risks, then it should not be an issue. One trade should never be detrimental. It's just rinse and repeat. I literally don't care. There's no attachment to the outcome of trades. Now, I'm in the trade, so I literally just go look at something else and go see if there's anything else setting up. CAD CHF is nice. I'm gonna look for longs on this. But yeah, man, those spreads are tough. That's the worst part about. So the two worst parts about Forex, man, the spreads and the rollover hour, which is, I guess, the spreads. Still, those are the worst parts about Forex, and the fact that the prop firm industry is just like unregulated. Like there's straight scammers in the prop industry, bro. Like there are companies that are straight up just scamming. There's no other way to describe it. Like it's what they're doing, just straight scamming. That's the worst part about Forex. But I just love the abundance of pairs. Like there's so much for me to look at here. But you can make futures work too. I like futures as well. And this is gonna go deeper. I could have got filled on the limit. That's tough, man. Tough to see. "28 minutes. We're gonna need another hour for this to cook." What's dollar doing? I haven't looked at dollar. I still think this delivers lower. It's just waiting for FOMC. Yeah, bro, there's nothing to do on futures for me, personally. Unless you're operating off of like a really low time frame. Need that CAD CHF to cook for sure, bro. 100%. It's like playing blackjack in the house, coming down and marking out one of your cards with a Sharpie and saying, "Nope, you lose." Literally, bro. It's like going and winning in poker, and then they just say, nah, actually, you didn't win. You have all those chips, but you can't cash them out. Just keep them. Like, you can literally hit payout in this with Forex, and then the crazy thing is they find ways to snake out of it. Like, here's an example. They'll purposely leave vagueness in the rules. Like, they'll leave a rule really vague just so that they can use it to manipulate out of payouts. For example, like, not specify. All right, so like they'll have news rules. Like, they'll say you can't open or close trades 2 minutes before or after news, right? Red folder. That's a Forex rule in a lot of prop firms. And what they'll do is they'll specifically not state what calendar they use. Like, they won't say use Forex Factory. They won't say that we use this. They'll just say, oh, you can't open or close 2 minutes before or after red folder. And then what they'll do is they'll go find another news calendar and be like, oh, but this one's red folder and you opened during this one's red folder. But it's hard to explain. Like, this will show as orange folder, right? Like, say this is orange folder. And then another economic calendar says it's red. Well, they'll specifically leave out what type of calendar to use so that they can use that as a cop out to be like, yeah, well, you opened during red folder on this calendar, so we don't need to pay you out. Things like that, bro. Stupid stuff like that. They just snake out of payouts. I don't know why I just dragged that down. I want to see this hold now. Ideally, this holds. Otherwise, we're cooked. Not really, but yeah, I had to get a little cute with this stop because of those stupid spreads. That's the reality, though. Sometimes I have to mark it in like that, especially on the New Zealand pairs when the spreads are big and then the limit doesn't get filled. I have a short and drawdown in AUD NCD. Yeah, AUD NZD is just not acting right now. I was looking for lower on that, but I didn't take anything. I would have got stopped had I taken it. Need $20 to pass a challenge, bruh. If you're $20 away, just wait and then just hit it. Just trade normal, bro. Hit a 2R. Risk $10. Trade normal. Take your time. The worst thing you could do is like oversize and try to get like 1 pip. You know, that's dumb. Don't do that. When I first like was getting into futures prop trading, I would like try to scalp and just take huge size and get like 2 points. Take like a bunch of minis, bro. I had no idea what I was doing. Let's see if this respects. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna just let that thing cook though. If it sells off, it sells off. Came so close to hitting that monthly buy side, bro. I want to see if my copier got filled. It should have. Hey, you forget that 1 pip the other way is a big loss too. Exactly. If you oversize and just try to scalp and that thing goes the wrong way, you just added more drawdown. I would literally just, if you need $20, risk 10 and just wait for a 2R, or go for a 1-to-1 and risk 20. You could do that as well. But trade normal is my point. Definitely trade normal. Alright, yeah, all my evals got filled. Did I risk half? Wait, let me see. Nah, I risked full. All right. I wanted to see if I risked half on one of my face too, but yeah, you want to see this 1 hour candle respect. It's overlapping area. Start pushing higher now that it's offered fair value. That's the ideal scenario here. It sucks that I couldn't get a fill. See, like, the beauty of futures is getting fills like that, bro. Like, if this is a futures contract on ES or whatever, I'm filled right here. Like, I would already not be in drawdown, but I'm still in drawdown right now because of that market. But it is what it is, man. That's the reality of Forex trading. Yeah, I've never been a scalper. Like, I tried it. Don't get me wrong. I tried doing it, but never, like, considered that my identity as a trader. And it never really resonated with me. I really like 1 hour and 4 hour entries now. I feel like I'm hitting my stride as a swing trader here. These longs would have hit. But that entry was... Okay, I was going to say, I thought that was overnight, but it wasn't. Yo, this is actually nice. Oh, the reason I didn't... Oh, that's why I didn't take this. Because it wasn't 2R. Man. That's exactly why I didn't take it. I was wondering why I didn't take this. I just saw that it wasn't 2R. That's the only reason I didn't take that. Yeah, this is nice. But I couldn't get 2R within the context from this fair value gap to that high. So I just let it go. Can this thing shift state of delivery on the 5 minute for me, please? Turn up. Give us this. Need to see the 5 minute get in alignment if we're gonna respect that 1 hour busy here. I just like reading price. I usually don't like micromanage the swings. Like, I'm only doing that because I'm on live stream right now. But like, if this was a normal trade for me, I literally would have just, once I marketed it in, I would have just went downstairs or something and went about my day. But because I'm live, you know, I like reading price. So on the 5 minute, you know, we're gonna need to see this change state of delivery and head higher. If we're respecting this overlapping area, this 5 minute needs to create new fair value ups higher. I don't know why I just did that, but yeah. You don't trade CPI. For day trading, I'll never hold through FOMC, NFP, or CPI. For like 4 hour swings, it's something I'm experimenting with. So if I have a wide stop on the 4 hour daily, don't take this as set in stone advice, but I feel like you're fine. At least from my data, in my experience, I've been fine holding through the big three on crosses, with wide stops on the 4 hour and daily when I'm swinging. The amount of stress it gave me was crazy on the 1 minute, bro, for real. And here's the thing about the 1 minute, bro. Everything looks clean on the 1 minute. I don't know if that's just me, but like, to me, the 1 minute is so deceiving because sometimes the price action looks so clean. And it's just like chop on the 15 minute. I don't know. The 1 minute is not for me. It's really deceiving to me. And I know, you know, I understand price from the top down. Like, I can trade the 1 minute, but I don't like it. Like, if this gets an expansion here, this would look like pretty clean. I don't even want to look at it. But yeah, we need to see new fair value ups higher on the 5 minute. Scalping is cool if you're okay with getting a week out. Let's trades. Yeah, you got to get it wrong. You're going to get it wrong a lot and then catch that big move. I feel like scalpers do well because they're hitting like 4 Rs, 5 Rs sometimes. Like you catch bottom on the 1 minute, you can get crazy R, but just not for me. I've always been a 2 R guy. With like the 5 minute was always my bare minimum, and then now with Forex the 1 hour is my minimum. So I've only gone up the better I've got at trading, which is crazy. Sibi did not hold. Again, I always want to submit to this higher time frame order flow. So this thing's just chopping, waiting for FOMC. And we'll probably get new expansion higher. At least gun to my head. That's what I would assume. IRA, ERA works the same with Forex. Yeah, it works in every asset class, bro. Even like crypto. Like Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes into these like huge periods of chop and consolidation, but it all works, bro. It's how the market books. Smart money order mitigation and order pairing. That's all it is. This looks really clean. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, none of this looks clean, but in terms of like this buy model, Bitcoin looks healthy for longs, for sure. I was talking about this in the other stream. Daily busy here. Would want to see continuation off that. And then, like I said, you know, internal to external, it applies to every asset class. So once we offer fair value, you want to see the seek buy side liquidity. This looks like it's setting up for a retest though, depending on, you know, how this candle on the daily closes. Shift, 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 shift. Expand, expand, expand. But yeah, you know, you're using every time frame as a compass. So if the 1 hour is gonna wick like that out of this BISI, when you drop into the 5 minute, you're gonna see fair value gaps. You're gonna see the 5 minute shift state of delivery and get in alignment. So every time frame, it's so like, I don't know how to explain it, because it's hard to explain, but once you get that and it clicks, that is like the moment. At least for me, that was my moment. You know, once I understood how this stuff works together, you know, the 5 minute is getting in alignment with the 1 hour's intention. The 1 hour's intention is getting in alignment with the daily's intention or the weekly's intention. You know, everything is working in unison with each other's like intention, if that makes sense. They're all, just think of them all as a team. You know, they're trying to achieve what the higher time frame wants. So when that clicks, that's when the trading clicks, at least in my opinion. When you really understand narrative and how these time frames work together to achieve, you know, the higher time frame goal, that's when this stuff clicks, man. Like if you guys have seen Naruto, it's like the Sharingan. That's how it feels for real. Bro, you said your journey started with Carmine Rosado, which is similar to me. How did you get on with his strategy? Yeah, so like, all right, I'll run through my little story here. So 2020, 2019-ish, maybe late 2019, I was just like gambling on options. No strategy, Robinhood on my phone. You know, can you increase volume of my voice? Ahmed, do you mean of my voice or of the music? I assume you mean my voice. Here, I'll turn myself up a little bit. But basically, I was gambling options, right, on Robinhood. No charts, straight up just looking at like large caps. So like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, etc., etc. Just straight gambling on options on Robinhood with no charts. Losing so much money. You know, I lost thousands doing that. And at the time, that was a lot of money to me. Then like a year passed, I saw Carmine's supply and demand videos on YouTube and decided to buy his course. I think it was like $350 or $400, and to me that was like a big investment. That was the first thing that that was the first course I ever bought in my life. And I will say I didn't resonate with supply and demand. You know, I tried it for about a year when I was first trading it, and I didn't resonate with it. But the one thing I will say where Carmine deserves his credit is he harped so heavily on psychology. Like I have had very minimal issues with psychology because it was the first thing I harped on in my trading career. Like it was the first thing that I dialed in. You know, I've always had that pretty on lock, and I think that was a huge thing for me. For me, the issue was always kind of putting a simple strategy together. That was what took me a lot of time. For most people, I feel like it's the opposite. They'll have a strategy, but they dull their edge because their psychology isn't good, or because, you know, whatever the reason may be. But for me, it was like the psychology has been dialed for a while, for years now. But it took me a while to find the strategy. And then once I found ICT and mmxm, it was up from there. Then I found Ario. Ario really simplified my understanding of mmxm, and then here we are. Now I feel like I just have the most amazing, you know, understanding of price. It's a very simple way of viewing price, but I'm just very blessed, grateful. That's kind of my story. Yeah, Pickle's my guy, man. Pickle's like my best friend in the industry, in the trading industry, I would say. You know, I have some really close friends that aren't, you know, content creators, but like in terms of content creators, he's like my closest friend. That's a good dude right there. Just overall good kid. Like he kind of took me under his wing, giving me advice and stuff with the social media stuff, which is, you know, amazing. He didn't have to do that. Some people will gatekeep information or be weird about stuff like that, but he's just been super helpful from the jump. How did you and Pickle first meet? I think I just slid in his DMs on Twitter, bro. I think that was how. So, you know what's crazy? I didn't even like tell you guys this. A lot of you probably don't know this. So, you know, I'll show you guys whatever. I'm gonna dox myself. So I actually used to be pretty big on YouTube with my old channel when I was younger. This is like a green screen animation, but so I'm assuming you guys can see this, yeah. So this is my old channel on YouTube when I was like 16 years old. I had like almost 200K. I was doing like basketball content, and the views were good. Ultimately, you know, I got burnt out and my channel died. So this channel's dead. You know, I haven't posted in 4 years, but I was pretty big on YouTube. And then I slid in Sir Pickle's DMs on Twitter, and he was like, yo, I used to watch your videos. He's like, so he knew who I was from those videos. And then, yeah, we just hit it off. Sir Pickle's just a good dude, man. So we've been good friends ever since then. But yeah, I used to do YouTube in high school, making like basketball videos and stuff. Market makers gotta bless us with some Drake candles, bro. This guy loves the Drake candles. I want to see this close above. Maybe 5 minute needs to shift state of delivery. I want to mess around on the lower time frames again, bro. Just enjoy reading price. It's just satisfying. I opened a position at 950. You'd have to send me the trade, bro. It's hard for me to understand without, you know, I don't even know what pair you're talking about. So I can't really help you with that. Prezzo, what's up, bro? Appreciate you tuning in. I had difficulty in coming up with strategy too. Yeah, it's not easy, bro. Everyone says like, oh, there's tons of strategies out there, which is true, but finding one that resonates with you, finding one that, you know, eases your psychology, one that you're confident in, it's not the easiest thing. I don't like this. Come on, man. I want to see this 1 hour candle respect. We have a six minutes. You want to see this wick respect here. You don't want to see this body close deep within that for value gap. That wouldn't be a good sign early. You know, this should close above. Bodies and wicks. Wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. So I want to see this body close above, respecting it. CAD CHF is pulling back too. This might, if this doesn't close high, then we might not get that for value gap. That's tough. I've been in drawdown since I entered this because of the market order, bro. It's crazy. Just go straight to drawdown. That's Forex life. Straight to the drawdown. We'll see how that closes in 6 minutes. But yeah, for everyone watching, I'm still deciding what day I want to upload the YouTube videos on, but I'm thinking I'm gonna do one assigned like day per week. Well, not per week, every single week. So one day every single week where I upload one video a week, minimum. You know, guaranteed one video out every single week. That's a goal. I think that's, you know, feasible. And then I'll be doing the Sunday weekly forecast, and then some live streams like today where I just kind of look at price. I feel like if I'm going to be intraday trading though with futures, I got to be more willing to just operate off of like lower context and lower time frames, because my trading is always based on the daily and weekly, monthly, and if that's not clear to me, I just don't touch it. But for indices and for futures intraday, I feel like I have to be willing to operate off of like 4 hour or 1 hour context. What do you think about frequency, for example, if you were in? So if you're in AUD CAD and NZD CAD, AUD and NZD are correlated pairs, so you're kind of doubling down. So in that case, if you want to take both, you should halve your risk. I wouldn't take full risk and then take both, because then you're kind of just doubling down, over risking. So if your normal risk is 1%, maybe take half on both if you want to take both. Or what I would do personally is take my full risk, but only on one of them. So whichever one is, you know, higher probability, in my opinion, I would just take the full risk on whichever one looks better. Friday would be sweet. Yeah, I was thinking like Friday or Saturday. Friday could be fire. I like that. Oh, this is tough. Not the close that we want to see. See if this order block holds. If not, we're cooked. That's what the risk management is for. You just rinse and repeat, bro. Anyone that sits on social media and tells you they don't take losses is a liar. I want you to run as far as you can away from those people. They're lying to your face. So we'll see how this goes, but that's the truth. Definitely not ideal though. You want to see midpoint of this fair value gap hold at this point. Ideally, I wanted to see this body close outside of it and respect it. We got 2 minutes. We'll see how this candle closes. Definitely not ideal reaction here though. I think it might be going for the OB. Yeah, it might go to the mean threshold of it. I wanted to see this overlapping area hold, but maybe down here, bodies. I just wanted to put that there. All right, we'll see what that does, but Yeah, the 1 hour is so slow, man. But all this is fractal. So if you're on the 1 minute, if you're on the 5 minutes, it's the same thing. You're just viewing the bodies, you're viewing the wicks, how they respect PD race, and framing a narrative from the top down. Do you trade Forex futures? So like the currency futures, I'll trade them intraday. I was in the past trading these intraday. Everything's inverse of dollar, and I mean right now I just don't like dollar. It's been toxic, bro. I feel like this wants to seek sell side. You know, previous week low here, but it's not clear and one-sided to me right now. But I would say lower, ideally. CAD CHF is not creating a body. Well, look at that rejection, bro. Holy. There's this OB overlapping. So if this, you know, this is Ario's first line of defense concept. So if this first line of defense here, this first for value gap fails, which, you know, I want to see us expand from this first for value gap. That's ideally what I would want to see. I want to see the 1 hour shift stay delivery and expand from there. But hypothetically, you know, if we close below and fail, then I'd be looking at this area next. So we have first line of defense, overlapping line of defense, last line of defense right here. It's an amazing concept for narrative. If you guys haven't studied that, go watch Ario's video on it. It's on his YouTube. Fire concept. Just a great way of simplifying the PD array matrix. So if the first PD array, this first for value gap doesn't hold, then the overlapping PD array should hold. If those don't hold, it might be running this low. Can someone go XNZD short and NZDX long? Yeah, for sure. CAD futures is in 1 hour for value gap too. Let's look at the futures. Chop through that area on the weekly. They're both expanding right now. It's in a daily for value gap here. So as of right now, it's respecting CE. That's good. That's nice. You know, I wouldn't have wanted to see this close. I don't really worry about CE. I just like showing this stuff to you guys for fun, but it's kind of like factored into my analysis at this point. I don't really think about it, but like to me, that's solid. I wouldn't have wanted to see this close down here. Still not ideal. You know, the ideal close would have been this entire body respecting the fair value gap, but we'll see how this goes. But again, I don't even really worry about this type of stuff when I'm swinging. I'm just doing it to show you guys and read price. You know, you're always just reading the bodies and wicks. To me, this is the overlapping area. The wick of this order block with the fair value gap is the overlapping, and then this is the last line of defense. But my stop is cute, so I need to see this order block hold. If not, it's all good. On to the next. That's annoying that this didn't expand, bro. I'm everywhere Cam is. Let's go. He's like a mentor to me, so I support him when I can. Yeah, I appreciate the love, bro. You're my guy, though. I consider you a friend, bro, not a student. Yeah, see if it sweeps that previous candle, and if not, cooked. Yeah, exactly. We shall see. Not ideal though. Yeah, it's a weekly third candle. Setting up a fair value gap, so it might just be nonsense. Gold is expanding off this daily BISI that we marked out the other day. We swept that weekly high, but you know the daily is expanding, looking like it wants to target external. These longs look decent. This would have been a nice entry right here. So notice how we changed steady delivery, new for value gap higher here. Risk to protected low. Whoops. Risk to protected low, enter on this for value gap. So this, probably this swing low, target 2R within the context. These gold longs were nice, but I can't swing on futures. The only way you can swing futures is with a personal account. So the only other way to approach this would have been this morning off the 1 hour PD rate dropping to the 5 minute, taking a intraday entry from here, but that's sloppy. Damn, that looks gross. Really sloppy 5 minute delivery. But on the 1 hour, this is clean for sure. 1 hour buy model towards the daily external. This looks good. Who is Zag? Zag Nation. He doesn't make content, but that's my guy. Zag Nation's the GOAT. He works for Elite Trader Funding, but he's just a really good trader and guy. You know, reducing him down to just working for Elite Trader Funding would be so unfair. He's a great trader and just a good dude. But yeah, his name's Zag Nation. I think he has Twitter if you want to follow him. This is not looking good, man. See if the OB body holds, but I'm on phase 2 of my Blue Guardian evaluation. I'm hoping to pass that, by the end of this month. So within like a week would be nice. Weekly third candle as well. Strong expansion too, so we would expect this kind of pullback. You want to gauge how we, respect or disrespect this area. Price wants to continue higher, it should head higher off the fair value gap on the daily. Notice how everything's fractal, right? The same things that I'm looking for on the daily, I'm looking for on the 5 minute from a 1 hour PD rate. Everything that I'm doing is fractal. Damn, I leaked my account number. Yeah, it's good though. We'll see if this expands. But yeah, everything that I'm doing is fractal. Yeah, Elite Trader Funding does have a diamond hands option. I was looking at that. I think that's like the only option in the prop industry for futures. I'm on phase 2 of funded peaks. Could have passed, but them rollover spreads. Bro, the rollover spreads are so annoying. I have like 6 evaluations going and they're green. They're all green right now, but one of them should have been passed, but I had the same thing happen, bro. The rollover wicked me out of a trade that hit 2R. And I risked 2%, so I would have been up 4 and that would have passed it. But it is what it is. But yeah, Elite Trader Funding, diamond hands looks decent. It's kind of tight drawdown. I actually want to look at it. Low free promo. This is one thing I don't like about the futures prop is how tight the drawdown is. You know, on Forex you get 10% on an 100K. With a lot of these futures firms you get like 3% or 6% at the max. But yeah, this drawdown isn't great, but it's cool that they allow this. You know, you can literally swing with this. Pretty cool, but I don't know. I just turned off my music on accident. Which one was that? Oh, is this one?
The Beehive ad network is only
My funded futures. Yeah, my funded futures is good. From what I've seen, at least. The 5 minute is not shifting. So when I'm day trading, you know, I'm getting a bias from the monthly, weekly, daily, and then I'm trading the 4-hour and 1-hour PD rays in that direction of that bias, and then from there, that's, you know, for example, if we create this 4-hour BISI, you know, an intraday trade for me would be dropping into the 5 minute once we trade into this 4-hour PD ray, and then loading on the 5 minute. So a 4-hour buy model would form within this. It's all fractal. It's 4-hour internal to external. So, you know, this order flow in this hypothetical would be bearish drawing into, you know, the 4-hour BISI. That's terrible. But, and then we'll shift steady delivery on the 5 minute. You can take the low risk or the stage one. For a 5 minute entry off a 4-hour PD ray, I would wait for stage 1 or stage 2 of the market maker models. Yo, the fact that you've only been trading for 1 year is crazy, Bradley. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually insane. That's super impressive. Imagine like 2 years from now, bro, you're gonna be different. Yeah, there's just nothing for me to do on futures. Unless I want to scout, which I'm not sure I want to do. It's not like I don't want to change who I am as a trader for the live streams. You feel me? Like I don't want to just become something I'm not just to put on trades for you guys. Like I wouldn't take these scalps on futures. It's not how I trade. So I don't want to change the type of trader I am just to, you know, trade for you guys on the 5 minute or 1 minute or whatever. You know, when I trade, it's like I said, with a higher time frame bias from the daily, weekly, or monthly. So I need internal or external from those three. And then I'm trading the 1-hour or 4-hour PD rays in that direction using the 5 minute, 15 minute. When I'm intraday trading, that's exactly how I trade. So I don't want to be just trying to force things, scalping just for, you know, content or for the stream. I think that like is counterintuitive. Your bit.ly link to prop funding in your description is returning 404 to me. Which one? The My Funded Futures one or the... Both of them or just... Let me look on my phone. Oh yeah, it is. Interesting. Just the Apex one is. Here, I'll change it right now. Thank you for pointing that out. Oh, you know why? That's the wrong link, bro. I have the wrong link there. I'm gonna change that really quickly. It's supposed to be a tiny URL link, not bit.ly. All right, see if that updated. If it did, it should be the right link now. It should have been a tiny URL link. Swinging is the best thing. I agree. Swinging is amazing, man. Swinging has absolutely changed everything for me. I just be chilling. I have a lot of time to focus on other things outside of trading. Focus on my social media, my health. Less chart time. I literally wouldn't be on the charts right now if I wasn't just, doing these streams. I would just be chilling, going about my day, maybe in the gym. But swinging for me has been amazing. I love it. We'll see if take an L here. If I do, it's probably not going to be until later today. But ideally, you want to see this order block hold. I'm going to go through this list here. I feel bad because I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do for futures. Essentially, how I approach futures is, filtering. And I have like nothing I like right now on futures. So it's like I just don't have anything to do for intraday. For my style of trading. Unless I operate off of lower context. But there's just nothing I like right now. Like indices, you're just waiting for Dixie for the FOMC. Currencies, same thing. Maybe you could say there's some trades on metals. But this is just gross. Metals would be like the only thing realistically that you could, at least for how I would trade. Do you trade Forex futures? Do you mean the currencies? These currency futures? Because if that's what you mean, yeah, I trade those. That's good though. People need to see if it's not there, no setups, and don't trade it. Yeah, bro, that's the thing. That's really important to understand for sure. Notice how like if price isn't doing what I expect it to, then I'm just not touching it. And I have it like hardwired into my brain that I need, a clear draw on the daily, weekly, or monthly. So when I don't get it, like it almost feels like I'm doing something wrong because I've just fried that into my mind. And that's how good trading is. That's how consistently profitable systems work. Every trade looks the same. You're demanding what you demand at a price because that's your edge, and then you just act on it. You're going to take losers. You're going to, go into drawdown, but as long as you manage the risk and you continue to just act on the edge, the numbers just play themselves out. So, even if I do take the L here, it's like, okay, on to the next trade. Pull myself out of drawdown with another trade. As long as the risk management is on point and the psychology is there, the numbers just play themselves out. When you have full confidence in the edge and the numbers, there's literally no issues because like it's numbers. They play out. It's like a casino, literally. It's like owning a casino. Do you think the owners of a casino, like really think about this? Do you think the owners of a casino that are profiting are ever worried about like losing money in the short term? No, they don't care because the statistics, they play out. The probabilities play out. Every game in that casino is statistically rigged in the casino's favor. So they're not worried about losing money one night to some degenerate or whatever. In the long term, that casino is going to be profitable. The casino owner is not worried about short term losing money. That's just a really good analogy. It doesn't come easy for a beginner though. Absolutely not, dude. This is like the hardest thing you can do in the world. What's up, Miguel? What time frames do you suggest for intraday? For entries, I would say 5 minute and 15 minute. If we don't reverse here from these order block bodies, it's cooked, bro. What's CAD CHF doing? It's gonna take a big expansion to get a fair value gap now. We're gonna have to close all the way up here. Unfortunate scenes. Unfortunate scenes. I would have liked to see a nice body here. The time frames I have right here are all the time frames I would recommend. In the top left right here. Monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 15 minute, and 5 minute. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. Just join the Discord. Looking forward to following along. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for joining. Definitely stay tuned in the Discord. I drop a lot of gems. And I like to just be really transparent, you know. A lot of these dudes, they don't show everything. You know, that's really important to me, is showing everything with full transparency. Can I ask your risk management? So for prop, what I do is in the evaluation phases, I've been risking 2% per trade idea. Once funded, I risk 1%. So when you're trading prop, you really want to think about it from a perspective of how many losers can I give myself. So if you have 10% drawdown and you're risking 1%, you're giving yourself 10 losses in a row. So really, it's personal to your strategy, to your win rate. You know, if you're never gonna lose 10 trades in a row, then 10% or 1% risk is, you're never gonna lose the account. For me, like, my win rate is pretty high with the swings. So like, I don't think I'll lose 5 trades in a row. Sure, it's possible losing streaks happen. You know, losing trades definitely happen, especially, you know, just in general. But with swinging with a higher win rate, you know, 5 losing trades is pretty unlikely for how I'm trading in a row. So 2% on evals for me just makes a lot of sense because it's aggressive and because I'm swinging. Because it's pretty unlikely that I will lose 5 trades in a row. It's possible for sure, but why do you risk 1% when funded? Just to give myself a little more room. Because like I said, it's unlikely I lose 5, but it is possible. So just dropping it to 1 gives me 10, and like, I don't think I'll ever lose 10 in a row. I've never lost 10 in a row day trading, bro. So swing trading in alignment with the higher time frame order flow, it's never gonna happen. Just simply won't happen. The numbers are the win rates are too high for that to happen. There's a chart that talks about that. Like, your let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know what it's called. Let me see if I can find it. Basically what it is it's like a chart that talks about your losing streak chances based on your win rate. You know, the percent. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's from FTMO. Okay, so with this, why is this so blurry? So what this is it's a chart talking about the probability of you seeing, you know, losing streaks based on your win rate. So when you have a high win rate, you're gonna have a lower probability of seeing significant losing streaks, right? So probability of seeing at least X consecutive losing trades within a 50 trade period. And then this is the win rate, and then this is the consecutive losing trades. So when you have a 5% win rate, you have an 100% chance of seeing an 11 trade losing streak. When you have a 35% win rate, you only have a 42.6% chance of losing 10. I believe I'm reading this right. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I feel like I'm reading this right, though. As you can see on the above table, if you have a trading strategy with a 60% probability win rate, there's still a 70% chance you will get 4 consecutive losses in a row. 60. Right, yeah. So 70% chance that you take 4 L's in a row with a 60% win rate. So I don't know where exactly my swing trading win rate hovers at, because I don't have enough data to like say conclusively You know, it's a small sample size because I just started swinging like a month ago. But for me, you know, it's somewhere in this threshold, and losing 5 trades in a row is very unlikely. You know, it's probably somewhere from 65 to 70. It's probably high like that, and 20% chance of seeing 5 losses in a row is probabilities I'm willing to take on evals. So when I'm risking 2%, again, it's possible that I lose 5 in a row, but unlikely with my win rate. So that type of stuff is what you would factor into your risk management, as well as psychology. Like, are you fine? Are you okay mentally taking 2% risk? Because that's really important. Like, I'm completely fine taking 2% risk. I feel nothing. You know, I'll tell you guys, like, this might be a loser, this might be a winner, but I literally do not care. That's the thing. I literally don't care if my trades win or lose, because the numbers just play themselves out. So the more like data focused I've gotten, I think the better my psychology has gotten. And you know, you learn to just trust the numbers, because numbers are numbers, bro. They just play themselves out. You just have to give them that opportunity to do so. People will have edge, they'll have a strategy that can be profitable, but they just dull it. What's your win rate? I just talked about it. I don't really know. I really don't know. When I was intraday trading, it was like 50 to 60, somewhere in that middle when I was Forex intraday. But again, that I didn't even have 200 trades. I probably had like 60. I don't know. I really don't know. I would have to look at all the data. Anywhere from 50 to 60 was my intraday trading, and I was trading really picky. I was only trading off a 4-hour PD race in alignment with the monthly, weekly, or daily draw intraday. But now it's like even higher win rate, because I went up in time frame. I'm only trading in alignment with the monthly, weekly, or daily order flow. So win rate's probably pretty high. I'd say anywhere from like 60 to 70. So it's unlikely, you know, that I lose 5 in a row. Maybe 20% chance or 10% chance. But I can't say conclusively what my win rate is right now, because I don't have enough live trades from swings. When I have like 100, I'll be able to say like conclusively, this is my win rate right now. So you let the data play out and you become secure in your psychology because you know the data will eventually. Yeah, exactly, bro. It's numbers playing out. So when you have the data to back what you're doing, it's night and day difference psychologically. Like, that's another reason I'm keeping a verified track record. Like, I have my account attached to my Forex book, and it has all the data. I use TradeZella as well. You know, having that quantitative data to look into during times of drawdown, during times of win streaks or losing streaks, is huge for your psychology, because it just humbles you in both ways. Like, people will go on win streaks and they'll start oversizing. People will go on losing streaks, they'll start to lose confidence in what they're doing. But when you have that data to look at during those periods, it's like you won't second guess yourself. The data's there, you know? So that's a big thing. Really big thing. It took me like 3 years, bro. Yeah, it took me like 3 years, 2.5 years. That's why I was saying to Bradley, like, it's super impressive that he's only been trading for a year. Super impressive. Everyone's time frame is different. You go through different mentors, you go through different strategies, you go through all the trials and tribulations and like reverse engineering all your issues. Some people have more than others. Some people just, it clicks faster than others, you know? So like in Bradley's case, he found a really good mentor in REO, and he probably has, you know, a solid understanding of things in general, just resonated well with trading as a person, like his personality. So it's just clicking for him quick. But I will say, like, you never want to compare yourself to other people's time frames, because it really depends. You just have to submit to the process. You know, it could take you 5 years, it could take you 1 year, it could take you 6 months, it could take you 4 years. There's no set in stone time limit for when this stuff clicks. But when it does, man, it's so worth it. So just never compare yourself and just submit to the process, because when the stuff clicks, it's like the biggest blessing in the world. But yeah, I'm literally doing nothing. I need to change the title of my streams because right now I'm not live day trading futures. There's just nothing to do. For me, at least. Again, just for me personally. The journey is so beautiful, bro. It's such a blessing. You learn so much about yourself too. I feel like trading has made me into such a better person. You know, growing up, I had like a pretty strong, well, in general, I'm just a strong-willed person. How do I explain this? Like, growing up, like, I've always been super blunt. Like, I'm the type of person where I'll tell you exactly what I think, bro. I do not care. I'll tell you exactly what I feel in the moment. You know, I'm not rude, but I'll tell you, like, if I have an issue with something or I think you should do something else, and you ask my opinion, I'm gonna tell you. And I think that version of me really resonates with people, and some people don't like it at all. But growing up, I had like a really like I didn't know how to bite my tongue. I didn't know how to be patient. I didn't know how to just sit and listen more. And I think trading has made me into such a better person in those areas of my life as well, because I don't speak as much now, you know. I just listen. Life is very humbling as you get older in age, bro. This it does not look good, but it's what it is. But yeah, bro, life is very humbling. The more you age, like, the less you speak, the more you just listen. And trading as well has instilled that in me. Like, I just am super patient now, in general, in all areas of my life. What was one thing that really sped up your learning phase and made you progress as a trader? That's a really good question. Obviously finding ICT, learning ICT has been really significant, but I think just fully committing to this, you know, never giving it 50%, living and breathing these charts, like the chart time, I think would be my answer. Because without chart time, you can go on YouTube, bro. You can study more than anyone else in the world. You can study as much as you want, but until you get into the charts and really live and breathe this and like really apply what you're learning, you're never going to be profitable. And that's just the truth. It sounds rude or whatever, it sounds negative, but that's the truth. You can study as much YouTube content as you want, but until you're in the charts, until you're in the charts applying that content, you're not gonna figure it out. You have to like really live and breathe the charts. Like, I've showed up to the charts every single day for years now, bro. Even when I'm sick, you know, you have to pry me off these charts. You have to come pull me out my chair. And the better you get, which is what's interesting is the better you get at this, like, the less chart time you'll have. So now that I'm swing trading, I barely am looking at charts. You know, I'm getting a lot of chart time recently because I'm doing the streams and whatnot. But the better you get, the less chart time you spend, or the less chart time you have, I guess. We'll see if this OB holds. Otherwise, it's an L. We have our risk set and we move on to the next trade. More data. Somebody said it's I think Carmine said that. He said it's a business expense when you take a loss. It's a good way of thinking about it. It's just a business expense. Business is still profitable. I wanted to short this last week, but I didn't get in. Up here, yeah, this has just been, this is one-sided price action. These expansions like this is where you want to position yourself in trade. This is what I'm talking about. When you're doing a filtering process and you're looking for clear one-sidedness, you want to see higher time frame for value gaps. You know, you want to see these breakaway gaps are high probability. You know, they're annoying because you don't get the retest entries you want, but breakaway gaps showing tension, they're high probability. You know, price is moving with speed. This is just really clean price action. One-sided delivery. Anything XCHF I like, again, like I said. This is a bag. Probably not going to have any context. This is a basing candle today. This could be nice tomorrow. I'm going to add this to the long list. Hold on, I actually like that. This candle is setting up for a nice retest tomorrow. Wait for the 1 hour ST and swing that in the direction. Yeah, this could be nice. I like this a lot. GBP JPY. Pound has had a lot of strength too, and yen has been super weak. Big fan of that for longs tomorrow, potentially, if we, create a candle like this on the daily. Are you planning to do face cam for stream? Yeah, I am. I actually just ordered a camera. I ordered a different camera. It's a Sony ZV-E10 is what it's called, and it's good for streaming, and it's good for content in general. So I'm about to do the face cam on streams for sure, as well as face cam with the content, obviously, like the YouTube videos. I like that idea. I think it was you, B Khalifa, that said that about posting on Fridays. I'm pretty sure it was you. If it wasn't, I'm sorry, whoever I'm not giving credit, but I like that idea of posting YouTube videos on Friday. I think that's good. Trying to think of if there's a better day to do it. I want to do it on one day every single week. Every Friday. YouTube video out at like noon or whatever, sometime in the afternoon. Love you, bro, being so transparent and sharing your experience with us. Man, I love that. Thank you for those kind words, bro. God bless you too, bro. I love doing this. It's so fulfilling to me. I feel like I'm literally achieving my purpose when I do this type of stuff. I love helping people. I love, being real, bro. There's not enough people showing what it's like to actually trade, showing the losses, showing the mental fortitude you need, showing, all that. Everyone just flexes cars. Like, it's literally all they do, bro. They just flex cars, man. It's crazy. Can you explain the entry on GJ? I don't know what the entry is yet, but so for me, it really depends on what style of trading you're doing. Are you gonna, Miguel, are you asking about an intraday entry, or are you asking about how I would enter it? Because how I would enter it is once this daily candle forms, we have internal to external context, and then from there I'm dropping into the 1 hour to see. Yeah, so for me, how I would enter is I would enter off the 1 hour. I swing Forex, so the 1 hour is my minimum entry. And once this daily candle forms, if it forms like this, that's ideal. It's setting up to retest. I drop into the 1 hour, assume that this daily for value gap, this gray box has already formed. I'm watching the 1 hour to trade into it and then change state of delivery. So I want to see, for value gap in, for value gap out of that daily level. And then from there, once that 1 hour order flow is in alignment, I'll long that. So we'll trade in. Maybe we'll get it for value gap in, and then we get our for value gap out. Right here, I'll take this low risk buy, risk this protected low, and then trade in that direction. So something like this would be ideal, obviously. And I just target 2R. For me, that's all I need. 2R is very profitable. Win more than 33% of the time, and you'll at least break even. The break even win rate for 2R every trade is 33%. NZD CAD, man. No juice. I went straight into drawdown on that. That's so funny. Do you risk 2% at the lowest buy? I personally do. If you're just getting familiar with this trading plan, I would say don't. I would say risk 1, risk half. For me, I'm very comfortable, taking those low risk entries, and I have a lot of chart time with the model. So once you get to that point, I would say you can take more risk. I can't tell you when that is. Whenever you're most comfortable, whenever you see yourself winning a lot off of low risk and you're confident, then maybe do more. But until then, I would take half. Hopefully that helps. A big thing is like, if you're entering off a PD ray and you go super low on the entry time frame, you want to wait for stage 1 or stage 2 because you need more confirmation. So like if I'm trading off a 4-hour PD ray on gold or something, like say I'm trading off this 4-hour for value gap on gold and I drop into the 5-minute to enter off the 4-hour PD ray, I want to wait for the low risk to confirm that this order flow is bullish, because you need more confirmation on the 5-minute. The lower you go to enter off a PD ray, the more confirmation you'd want. So I'd want to wait for this retracement to enter there. Versus if I'm on the 15-minute entering off that 4-hour PD ray, you can just enter off the low risk right here and take that long. So the lower you go with the entry time frame from the PD ray, I'd argue the more confirmation you need. That's something I also learned from Ario. And yeah, I mean, there's time frame alignment for it. So 4-hour PD ray, you'd want to enter on stage 1 or stage 2. If you're using the 5-minute to enter, if you're using the 15-minute, you know, you can enter off the low risk. But kind of confusing, but yeah, this is looking like an L. We'll see if the mean threshold holds here. Doesn't look good though. Is what it is, man. The trade you are at, if we close the 1 hour under the fair value gap, the trade is invalid. Not necessarily invalid, but it's not good at all. It's not a good sign. You know, I usually would have my stop here, but my entry didn't allow that. But this is the ideal place for a stop on this. You know, you always want to be at the protected low. I tend to get cute with it sometimes. Like this, I consider getting, you know, quote unquote cute with it, where I have to tighten it a little bit because of my entry. But you know, ideally, if we're gonna head higher, it should have done so, or it should do so from this order block. I don't want to see it. I'm not taking longs if it runs this low. You know, this daily candle has already respected this fair value gap on the daily, so I wanted to see this expand. But again, we have red folder news tonight, so hopefully I can survive until red folder, and then we get that on news. You know, if the draw is higher like we believe, then we should get expansion higher from the New Zealand dollar news. So hopefully I can survive until then, but we'll see. 10 p.m. tonight, Asia session. I might get stopped before that though. Depends on if we respect this area. Hopefully we can survive, man. Yeah, for real. Hopefully we push up a little bit, because yeah, we're gonna have to hold through rollover, and it'll get close. It doesn't look good though. This is definitely not what you want to see. You know, ideally I would have wanted to see us wick out of this for value gap and respect that first line of defense. I love taking losses though, for real. I think it's good to take losses on stream. You know, I could care less if people think it looks bad. It's the reality of trading. Like, it's literally the reality of trading, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do on this channel, is be transparent. So if this is an L, good, bro. I want to show you guys what it's what trading's like. Yeah, this might stop me out here. Let's see if the mean threshold holds. That doesn't hold, GG in the chat. But for real, bro, it's good to take L's, especially on stream. You guys need to see the reality of trading. This one loss does not matter at all. The risk is managed. The numbers play themselves out. You just move on to the next. There's literally no There's no attachment to the outcome for me. Just want to make that very, very clear. Did you join Ario's MMT mentorship? I was in it, yeah. I was originally, you know, helping Ario with his Discord and whatnot, so I didn't, you know, buy it, but I was in it for sure. So I consider Ario a mentor, 100%. ICT and Ario. I'm locked in for real. Loss or win, we keep getting better, bro. That's it. That's literally all it is. Loss or win, break even, whatever. Just act on the edge and let the numbers play themselves out. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it's probably enough. It's gonna suck when this thing stops me out and then we blast off a red folder this at 10 p.m. tonight. But it is what it is, man. CAD CHF expansion like we expected. We'll see if we can get longs on this. It's gonna be tough to get 2R within this context now. I would have liked to see this be an expansion, but it is what it is. Bro said, can I get $10? It's so random. Hold. Tell the OB to hold, man. We're cooked, bro. We're so cooked. Alright. CAD CHF top watch. Beautiful expansion. Anything XCHF. Anything XCHF is looking nice. Why? Because of these futures currencies. Let's look at Swiss franc. Extremely bearish, right? Weak, very weak currency. Creating breakaway gaps to the downside. One-sided weak currency. We want to pair a weak currency with a strong currency. So anything XCHF will be nice for longs. And then we want to pick the strongest currency that is paired with CHF. That is how you get to the consistently highest probability setups. Hit that like button, for real. Honestly, the lo-fi music in the background isn't bad, but I miss having like my religious music. It was nice. 15 minutes to 1 hour plus FEG on NQ and ES. Let's look at the indices. Interesting. If you operate off of, you know, lower context like this, you trade this 1 hour FEG in the direction of the higher time frame, but this is what I was mentioning before, where it's like I always need to have daily, weekly, or monthly context, but this could be good for longs, like from the 5 minute or 1 minute entering off the 1 hour. I was saying take it, but figured I'd point it out. Yeah, I got you for sure. I'm still kind of figuring out how I want to approach intraday trading, the futures. Like if I want to demand what I normally demand, or if I want to allow myself to operate off these like lower contexts. Do you close trade early if the trade gets invalid? I just let that thing hit my stop loss, man. I don't care. The risk is already set. So like I would never close this right here. Just because it looks bad, bro. The risk is set. The stop loss is set. I let that thing hit the stop loss, bro. It either hits the stop loss or, you know, I'll move it break even when it makes sense to go break even. Like if we create a new fair value gaps higher and there's no reason to return lower, I'll go break even or go below this swing low. But I'll never just close a trade because it doesn't look good, or because it, like, just because we close below this fair value gap, I would never close this. I just let that thing hit the stop. That's what the risk management's for, bro. You know? It's the whole reason I manage the risk. So I leave that thing. Yeah, I feel need to close out early. The improv size too heavy to begin with. Facts. That's something I need to learn. I lack psychology. If you haven't checked out Mark Douglas, I highly recommend his stuff. Again, like I talked about earlier in the stream, a big thing that helped me was Carmine, but I don't know if he like posts psychology stuff really. It was just in his like Discord. It really helped me. I nailed that in from the jump. You know, my first year of trading was like so heavily focused on psychology. But Mark Douglas, amazing content on YouTube for psychology. Highly recommend. He talks about all the stuff that you'll hear me talk about. You know, he's like, to me, Mark Douglas is a psychology mentor. We'll see if this creates a value gap. But yeah, if you want a demo ball, if I wanted a demo ball, I'd wait for this 1 hour PD array. 5-minute shift state of delivery, take longs in the direction of that 1 hour. External, but again, I'm operating off of really low context. You know, I don't really see much from the 4 hour up. And we have FOMC tomorrow at 2:30, I think it is, or 2. So I don't really expect like expansion right now in indices, but I mean, maybe we expand in PM session. We'll see. But yeah, Bradley, I feel like if I'm gonna like, I know I'm pretty positive this is what you do, right? You operate off of lower context. Like you'll be like, I'm just curious, what's the lowest like context that you'll operate off of? Like, say that there's really nothing to work with in terms of context on the daily, weekly, monthly. What's the lowest you'd operate off of? I'm just curious for like intraday. Now 1 hour. Yeah, that's what I figured. I feel like 1 hour is definitely as low as I would go. Like that's the bare minimum I would go. Anything below that is just pushing it for me. You know, the 15-minute to me is just entries. Past stubborn life 1 minute. 1 minute is insane. I could never do that. I'm telling you, it's like fried into my brain to have this context. But I can definitely see operating off of the 1 hour context. I feel like that's what I would need to do to intraday trade futures. I had it many times where price would fly soon after exiting a trade, so I just leave that. Yeah, for real, bro. That's what the risk management is for. Just leave that thing. You know, I'm letting this hit the stop, or, you know, it's gonna trade higher. It either hits my risk, my stop loss, where I manage the risk, or this thing pushes higher. There's no flattening. There's no getting worried. You know, things can look bad. Like, this doesn't look great, but I don't care. It doesn't bother me, bro. I'll commentate it to you guys and tell you guys it doesn't look good, but emotionally, I literally don't feel anything. And that's not me putting on a front. That's the reality of you know, good trading. I just don't feel anything, bro. It just comes from a lot of putting on a lot of trades, focusing on your psychology for a long time. You just learn to detach. Like, just, I literally don't care. There's no other way to describe it. Also, I low-key think it's good. Like, I want to be taking losses in front of you guys. It's a good thing for you guys to see. It's a big part of trading. Even losing streaks too. Like, I would be satisfied if I go on a losing streak in front of you guys, because it's great for you to see that. The risk management and the numbers always play out. You know, you'll pull yourself out of the drawdown as long as you don't dull your edge. That's what having the data is for. Like we talked about before. You know, when you go into those win streaks and you get cocky, you look at the data, it humbles you. When you go into those losing streaks and you lose confidence, you look at the data and it reminds you, you know, this stuff plays itself out. How much longer will you be live for? Not too much longer. Probably hop off in a little bit. If you guys are in the Discord, definitely join the Discord. I will continue to update you on, you know, this if I get stopped out, if I get stopped out, and then the other pairs that I'm looking at. I like CAD CHF. I don't really like anything for shorts right now. This already swept that external context. This is exactly what I was talking about with the higher time frame PD rays. You know, we're watching the bodies of these candles. Had this expanded through, we know that that doesn't want to sweep this liquidity. But the way that these wicks are respecting this buy side shows that, you know, this may respect this PD ray. So then you drop into the lower time frames and you say, what are the fair value gaps on these lower time frames saying? You know, if this creates a 4-hour fair value gap, this is pointing lower. This is showing intention to potentially want to head lower. Yet had we expanded through, you know that that's signaling strength. Just bodies and wicks tell all the story. 15-minute for me is stop loss order flow. Exactly. 50 trailing for intraday. I mean, trailing off the 15-minute is so nice for intraday trades. Like managing your stop loss off that is just beautiful. You can do 15-second mmxm off a 5-minute for value up, but it's not good for long term. Definitely can do it, bro, but I just will not do that. I refuse to do that. I don't even like using 15-minute PD rays. 1 hour is like my bare minimum. The 15-second chart would be toxic. Definitely doable, but I'm good. I don't want to put myself through that. This 5-minute needs to shift, or else we're fried, boys. Then we move on to the next. But yeah, all I've been doing on the prop is 2%, and then once funded, 1%. Run that up to payout, take payout, rinse and repeat. You know, put the payouts right back into more prop firms, and then I just try to diversify, because I will say, you know, Forex prop is a little bit sketchy. That's just the truth. There is, you know, some sketchiness to the Forex prop industry, but that's the risk you take. The risk to reward in terms of like what you can make through Forex prop is very worth it to me, at least in my opinion. So those are the type of risks I'm willing to take. You know, the biggest risk you can take is not taking risk at all. Bars. Exactly. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's facts. That's exactly how I feel. That's a great way of putting it. Could I drop into the 1 minute and 15-second and be an absolute scalp maniac? Yeah. Do I want to? Nope. Should I? Probably not. Yeah, this is a snooze fest pre-FOMC. About to be lunch hour on indices. Damn, we're like immediate rebalancing almost. This is a small fair value gap. That was a strong low pullback. NQ is still making one. I'm just gonna go like this. I want to see this expand through, yeah. FOMC should push this, ideally. Just waiting for news. It seems like it's just waiting. You trade sharp turns. Yeah, I use Ario's ST for changing state of delivery. So all sharp turns is price shifting order flow. So when we get the ST, like here for example, fair value gap in, fair value gap out. Here, I'll go through step by step. The ST is just price changing the state of delivery. And at this point, you know, the order flow is 50-50. The order flow is potentially shifting from bearish to bullish, but it's not bullish yet. Order flow is now 50-50. The light bulb goes off that we're changing state of delivery here. But we need this low risk, the low risk phase of mmxm. We need that to confirm that price is now bullish. So when we head higher off of that fair value gap, or, you know, discount array, and we respect it, we know once this new fair value gap gets created, this is a confirmed bullish order flow. So from here, take longs. Obviously, when you have everything in context of each other. So that's how I use ST. I use it as a change in state of delivery. Now, I don't use the inverse fair value gap because you don't need them. What is the difference between looking at this? I've never like paid attention to inverse fair value gap. I'm pretty sure they use the left side of the curve and then they just do that. What you'll see is there will be a fair value gap on the current order flow. Like, I don't need the inverse fair value gap. It's not really relevant. I don't even use market structure shift. I just use the ST for the change of state of delivery. And then from there, you let order flow confirm itself. What's EJ doing? Exactly. Can't have an IFV without a fair value gap, so might as well just always use the current order flow. Literally all you need to do. So by current order flow, just the most recent swing low to swing high. Not worried about the left side of the curve in these market maker models. I'm only using them as liquidity targets. I'm never trading off the PD rays on the left side of these market maker models. So we'll have a 1 hour model within this. And I'm never trading off of these PD rays. I'm never trying to trade off of this. These are mitigation blocks. It's all smart money order mitigation. So all you need to do is trade off of the PD rays in the current order flow, the most recent swing low to swing high. These are the PD rays you want to trade off of, and then you look left for your targets. You'll never see me take a trade off of things on the left side of my chart. Bro, CAD CHF is playing. It won't make a fair value gap. That's so annoying. It should be good to hit higher, but okay, yeah, this order flow leg should hold. So you'd want to see this last line of defense. You want to see this order flow leg hold here on the 15-minute. First line of defense. This OB should hold price if this wants to go higher. There's no fair value gap within this price leg, so I'm not acting on this for my swings. They're just not, creating fair value yet. It's so frustrating because these buy models could be good. But until I get these clean fair value gaps to the upside, I'm not really interested. So again, like this looks like it could be good for longs, but until it meets the requirements, just not acting on it. I don't want to trade price legs like this where there's no fair value gaps within them. Fair value gaps are the intention of price. We're not showing the intention to want to move higher with speed, then there's no reason to, get involved. On gold, we have a IFEG. Yeah, I don't look at IFEG, but are you saying this? Bro, I've never used IFEG in my life, so I don't know if that's what you mean. But that's not how I see it. I don't look left like that. If I look left, it's like this to see the liquidity. and see if we're respecting or disrespecting liquidity. So when I'm looking left, it's as a premium array from over here. But when I'm taking trades, you know, I'm only using the most recent order flow. So to me, the tell on gold here, the tell on gold is this daily for value gap. You know, are we going to expand higher off of this daily for value gap and expand through this liquidity, that weekly buy side? Or is this going to invalidate and draw lower now? That's the tell on gold for me. We'll see if this expands towards it external, which would mean, you know, we're going to close through that buy side. But that's how I gauge it. Yeah, there's nothing to do on EuroCAD right now for me. We already swept that context. I want to long one of these CHF pairs, bro. That's where my focus is, but IFVG is basically his light bulb market structure shift. And the second order flow leg with the fair value gap is confirmed change state delivery. Exactly. But you can just use the ST. The ST is the change state delivery. You can use the market structure shift. And then low risk of the mmxm. Once we move higher off that, that confirms the order flow state. From there, you know, the highest probability entries are the stage 1 and stage 2. So trade into a higher time frame for value gap, PD rate, whatever, liquidity. ST out. This is our change in state of delivery right here. 50-50 order flow. You know, this bearish order flow is now shifting bullish. This low risk phase, a low risk buy, is where the order flow gets confirmed bullish when we push higher from the discount array. Now from here at this point, order flow is confirmed. Then you have stage 1 and stage 2. So these entries are the highest probability. This and this. Because the order flow at that point is confirmed. So when he says low risk, he means take less risk. Because the order flow isn't confirmed yet. And that's mmxm. That's all you need to know. You literally just use this left side as the liquidity target off the higher time frame. So it's a higher time frame PD ray. It's gonna look like lower time frame liquidity or consolidation. And trade off of the most recent order flow. So this price leg, the most recent swing low to swing high at the time is what you want to trade off of. And that's it. Nice and simple. But I explained all the details about it in that mmxm video. So if you guys haven't seen that, definitely go watch that. You know, I went deep into what smart money is doing. The really short explanation is they're distributing it lower into a discount array, and then they're mitigating those positions in long. Short explanation. Flip it for sell models. Same thing. This looks no bueno, but we'll see. Rollover isn't until 5 hours, so it'd be nice to see us push higher before rollover. That way rollover spreads don't wake me out. But if we can survive till red folder, I think this will expand off red folder. Just straight chop right now. Daily base and candle. But yeah, there's not really much for me to do. You know, I'm just gonna let that trade play out. I either get stopped or I have my stop loss, or it pushes up. I really don't care at all. Just let it play out. Just have been calling things out for you guys, you know. It's good to read price. It's good to see the losers. You know, I genuinely hope I take a losing streak on these streams. It would be fire. I want to show you guys that, and then how to pull yourself out of drawdown. Name me one person. I feel like people don't do that at all. I can't think of people that will do that. Really show the drawdown and pulling yourself out. That would be fire. But anyways, I feel like it's fire for you guys to see that. You know, if your mentor doesn't show you that stuff, he's probably not a good mentor. No disrespect. It's just the facts. You know, if they're not showing you the losses on both sides, they're not a good mentor. You should probably find someone else. Which red folder are you looking at for expansion? So the red folder I'm looking at is this New Zealand dollar red folder, because it's New Zealand dollar CAD. It's the base currency, and you know, this red folder should give us volatility injection. If the draw on the daily is to external like we think so. Can I remove this? Oh, it doesn't take the brackets off. Wait, I know how to do it. So if the draw on liquidity is to external like we think so from this daily for value gap, then that red folder news should push this towards that draw on New Zealand dollar CAD. So if not, you know, that's what the risk management's for. But that's the edge right there. That's the strategy. Your mmxm video was good. Understanding context has been a game changer. That is everything. That is the huge game changer. You know, only operating within that context, especially for Forex. When you have a lot of pairs to look at and you do the filtering, it's like if you only trade the ones that have that clear daily, weekly, or monthly context, it's just a huge game changer. We'll see if this OB holds. Not you losing money, but the gems that'll come from that. For sure. And you got to think, bro. I'll go into drawdown and it might be losing money in the short term, but in the long term, I'm not really losing money, you know? That's the perspective you need to have, you know? When you go into those periods of drawdown, you might, it's like the analogy I gave about the casino. You know, you might have the degenerate drunk guy and his friends that come in and win 10 grand one night. But if they keep coming back, man, if they keep coming back, they're not keeping that money because all those numbers are going to play out. And the next guy that comes in, you know, all those other people that come in, those numbers just play themselves out. So the casino might lose money one night to some degens, but they're still making money in the long term. So that's the perspective you need to have with drawdown. You go into the drawdown, you continue to act on your edge, you just let the numbers play themselves out. And the rest is history. You know, you lose money in the short term, but in the long term, that thing plays out. NZD red folder is showing is tomorrow for me. Yeah, it's just difference in time zone. I'm on EST. I'm right next to New York. I'm in Connecticut, so I'm on New York time. I'm on the algo time. Yo, I wanna hear you guys' thoughts on this. Do you guys believe in the algo? Yes or no? Let me see the answers in chat. Do we believe in the algorithm? Are you on demo only? No, I'm on a Oanda live account, and then I'm on a bunch of prop accounts. So I have an Oanda demo as the master, then I have an Oanda live account as a slave, and then I have all my prop accounts as slaves. As a newbie, seeing a good setup fail makes it feel like you don't know what you're doing. So it's good to see an experienced pit. Love that. That's facts. Exactly, bro. And I completely get that. You know, when you're learning your style, when you're learning, like if you're just learning mmxm and that was your first trade and you take a loser, you go straight into drawdown and it doesn't work out, I can see how that would, you know, be like it would affect your confidence. But when you see this stuff play out over and over and over and over and over again, and you just act on your edge every single day, and you, like, I'm so familiar with these models at this point, it's just you just have a level of confidence in it. The losses do not matter. This is one of the first L's I've taken in a minute too, if it is an L. Been on a nice little streak. Win streaks and loss streaks. Check out the data. Humble yourself. You know, there's no reason to size up on a win streak. Some people will tell you otherwise. I don't really believe in that. What's up, Miguel? Yeah, ask me some questions and I'll wrap it up. If you guys want to spam out some questions, do a little Q&A and then wrap this thing up. Probably go make some lunch. Just let this stuff play out. I want to see if CAD CHF sets up. It's not going to create it for value gap. Here's another example of what I'm talking about. When this liquidity gets swept, you know, I want to see us expand through that to show strength. I want to see these bodies close well above. So I want to see this daily for value gap hold and expand through. But it's not ideal, you know, to see price sweep a weekly or monthly buy side liquidity like that. Because that just took a major premium, right? This is just chop on the daily. See how this for value gap has been mitigated here? We've already traded into it and we haven't really expanded much off of it. So at this point, I'm not looking to long that for value gap. You know, I'm not really interested in this right now. I'm just gonna take this off the list for now. Don't have any interest in that. Weekly on GBP CAD, swept that buy side. Daily, respecting it for value up here. Leave that on the wait list. Let it cook. See if these gold longs play out. Again, these are all just like mental trades, not things that I'm actually taking. But what I'll do is I'll stack the arguments. So when I have multiple setups on Forex, I stack the arguments between a lot of pairs and I pick the highest probability one. That's where the win rate comes from. Because it's a bit of intuition, it's a bit of like subjectiveness, but it's just stacking arguments. But yeah, there's not really anything on the wait list that I want to add. So these longs are really what I'm interested in. We'll see if those end up setting up. On Bitcoin, if you can take a look at it on the daily, if we create that for value gap, we can aim to 7-1. Should I use it? Yeah, I'll use the Coinbase one. So top down on Bitcoin, monthly bullish order flow. Monthly offered fair value, internal to external. I'm looking at buy side liquidity to be the draw on the monthly. So that's the monthly's intention for me. It's my bias from the monthly. Within that monthly context, within this boundary, you know, you want to see a daily buy model engage, which it has. This is our ST that we talked about earlier in the stream, change of state of delivery. You know, ST again is just a model to view CSD from Ario. If you haven't seen that video, you know, all credit to Ario, go check that out. ST model. And that's a way of viewing change of state of delivery. Once we head higher off that, this daily bearish order flow has now shifted to bullish order flow. So let me look at your question again. I just wanted to run through that. On the daily, if we create that for value gap, we can aim to 71980. Yeah, I would look for longs off of this daily for value gap. What you want to do is when you have this daily for value gap here and you're looking to long off of it, you want to zoom out and make sure that there's nothing below to trade to. So right now, we haven't even created this for value gap on the weekly. And it looks like that weekly for value gap will be a breakaway gap close to this draw. So in that case, I would say, yeah, you can long off this daily for value gap if that forms from internal to external. So yes, to answer your question, I think there are some algorithmic portions, but I think order bookings play a factor for volume too. Yeah, I don't know what I believe. You know, at the end of the day, I know that the concepts that ICT teaches work, and that's all I really care about. That's why I asked that. I wanted to talk about that. Um, to me, it doesn't matter if there's an algo or not. If the concepts work, you know, I'm not interested. I see people like always debating it and getting so invested in proving that there's an algorithm and all this, and I'm like, bro, I don't care at all. Like, I'm trying to make money, bro. I don't care about, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing with religion. Like, I am a religious person. I believe, you know, in the Lord. I believe in Jesus Christ. But I'm I don't want to get super like political or whatever, but I don't care to like debate that, you know? Jesus does it for me, you know, my religious views do it for me. So the same thing with trading. Like, I don't need to debate with people if there's an algo or not. Like, it works for me. The concepts work. So, you know what I'm saying? It's basically the point I'm making. That's why I brought that up. I just thought it was interesting to talk about. You know, people are spending more time debating about an algorithm or trying to crack the algorithm than they are just trying to be profitable, bro. Nice, thanks a lot. I'm viewing the market in another way these past few days. I love that. Yeah, bro. Create your context from the daily, weekly, monthly with the internal and external. Then you have a super clear bias. You know, that's your super clear filter. So Bitcoin longs, they look really good. I don't know if you were in the stream the other day, but I was talking about my friend that pretty much put all of his money into Bitcoin. Like, I'm talking, he told me that, you know, he's either gonna get rich or he's gonna be on his friend's couch. Like, I wouldn't recommend doing that, but I kind of respect it. So yeah, he might make a lot of money if this pushes towards all-time highs. And right now, this daily is looking good. You know, I'm looking at that monthly buy side as a draw. Looks really good. So he might be balling in a little bit. That's fair, Bradley. I respect that. For me, I don't really like to debate anything. I will share my stance, you know, like I said. Like, I'm confident in my religion. I'm confident in my beliefs. But I won't like impose it on anyone or debate it. Like, if I feel like you can only show people the door, right? You can't make them walk through it. And that's something I've really had to learn throughout my life. Especially like growing up with friends and people, like, you can only show them the door. They can't, you know, you can't make them walk through it. So I just like personally won't debate it, but I definitely get what you're saying. It is a lot more important, you know, that is, everything else is insignificant to me. You know, God first, always. But yeah, I feel you on that. I just thought it was a good analogy. Like, the algorithm, who cares? You know? Like, I'm not interested in debating it because it does it for me. It works. Concepts work for me. They're precise. I definitely believe in all the liquidity and the, you know, higher time frame, order mitigation, smart money. I don't know how I feel about the algorithm and whatnot, but it also just doesn't matter to me. ES and NQ. Wow, NQ's bagging. Was there a 15-minute for value gap here? Yeah. That's interesting, though. You would have thought that this was going to be a retest. But ICT said... Bro, if you... ICT says some crazy stuff. Like, people are wild to just abide by everything he says. I've heard that man say some wild stuff. Like, send death threats to people and stuff, bro. Like, you can't just... People need to think for themselves, man. ICT said this. Yeah, ICT also threatened that man's life in a live stream, bro. Like, crazy. I love ICT concepts, but I don't subscribe to everything that he says, man. I've heard him say some very questionable things. Sure, he's a good dude at heart. I'm not questioning his character, but ICT is funny. Yeah, he is, bro. He's wild sometimes when he goes on those rants in the spaces. Or if you talk about Vinny E Mini, bro, that dude goes dumb. It's like an instant trigger. He just like threatens his life on spaces, bro. There's some funny clips, bro. That stuff is comedy, but it's also like kind of bad because people subscribe to what he says. People swear by what that dude says. But yeah, not much for me to do here. I'm gonna just let this play out. Like I said, my risk has already been set. Just gonna let that play out. CAD CHF, I was interested in longs. I still am if we create a new 1 hour for value gap higher. But for right now, there's nothing to do. This thing's been playing, like expanding, but not really. Like it offered both sides of the market here with this wick and then expanded again. So there's just no imbalances, you know. Not much for me to do. But again, very interested in anything X CHF. X JPY as well. And yeah, I mean, I'm just going to chill. Go about the rest of my day, make some lunch, and let that play out. But again, I think this was a really good stream. It's good to see you guys, or it's good for you guys to see, you know, drawdown. It's good for you guys to see losers. It's good for you guys to really dive into what I talked about with data and drawdown and psychology. You know, when you have the data, it's so easy to submit to losing streaks and pull yourself out of drawdown because you have the data to back what you're doing. So just let the numbers play out. Appreciate you guys tuning in for real. I hope the stream was insightful. And yeah, I'll be doing more streams in the future, new videos. I'm going to do 1 video on YouTube every single week. Thinking Fridays. Not positive yet. I'll figure that out. But definitely hop in the Discord if you guys aren't in. I'll be updating everything in there. And yeah, appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the love. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week.